Alright, today we are not doing a car video. Just as important though. As much as I work on cars, the one thing I do slack on is shop work. And leaves are falling, which means it's getting cold out. And I don't want to be behind on insulating this place like I was last year. So I started taking everything off the wall over here. And I got a crew coming in, a couple buddies of mine, and we're gonna try to jump on getting the insulation up in this place. Not a car video, but every time I come out in this shop I film, so this is just something else I'm gonna film here.
Perfect.
Alright, we are heading to Home Depot just to get a couple odds and ends. My buddies have already came over and started working in there. My one buddy Corey just built a really badass pole barn, and his insulation is on point. I wish I would have did his way. He's more knowledgeable about it than I am, so that's why he was probably one of the first people to call to help me insulate the building. And then I have another friend of mine, James, that came over too. And he's actually helped me out a ton with my shop, electrical work, drywall, and so on. He came over too, and all these guys, man, they help me, I help them, you know, and that's the way it should be. You know, Corey came over, he brought over a hood that he needs help with. Might be an upcoming episode when we try to make a carbon fiber mold out of it. And James, he has a few projects of his own that he's eventually going to need help with, and paint body and so on. So, and you know, we all just help each other out. If it wasn't for the help from a couple of these friends, my shop would be nowhere near where it's at now. So I got all this extra siding from when I first put up this pole barn, and we cut it down to 4-foot lengths. And I mean, I got to stud out my wall, I got to put a couple studs in here, but we're actually going to mount these like this, and it gives like a nice little kick panel. And the cool thing about this is it looks really good, and you can actually use like self tappers and mount stuff to it. I mean, it's a little flimsy, but we're gonna do 3 studs. It leaves like a nice kick panel to really protect this insulation, because this insulation is literally like paper, so should turn out pretty good. I'm excited for the look. Alright, so we pretty much worked all day. I mean, we worked from, 9 o'clock till, about 3 o'clock. And we got a lot done. So this is pretty much how the installation looks. this is working out great. I didn't screw it down to the top. We got our 3 studs that go along the bottom that just kind of go across loosely. This is J channel. This is just extra stuff that I had from building this building in the first place, and that's gonna look so clean going across the top of that. My buddy Corey actually gave me that idea, and I wish I had more of it left over, but I don't. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely go to Home Depot and grab a bunch of that stuff, and I mean that is gonna finish that off really good. So, but anyways, everything's looking pretty good. Everyone's gone. I'm just here left finishing up some finishing touches. I'm just trying to finish stapling that up, and then I'll put some tape down that so that will look all completely covered. Then I got to reorganize this place a little bit. I'm going to move this stuff around and move all my metal around too. So, and then hopefully the next chance I get to do this hopefully will be soon, because I still have to get insulation on this. I haven't even finished the foam board. In fact, I might do a little bit of that tonight. Just because it's getting cold, man. It needs to be done. I mean, the temperature in the shop now, I don't have my heat on. The temperature in the shop right now is 44 degrees. So a couple more weeks and that's gonna say 30 some degrees. So, all right, let me get back on this. Alright, so it's done pretty good. I ran the tape up the beams, everything looks kind of sealed. It's awesome because it's like literally so much brighter here, which is what I needed. My lights, they kind of do suck. They're like hand-me-downs, but they work. I'll upgrade them later, but if I can brighten up my walls, it'll help out so much. I got so much stuff that I had to load up against the wall already. Can't even enjoy a clean shop. But I want to get rid of this foam so I can stop stacking it, and that means I need to install it. I think that's what I'm gonna do now. Like, I came out here to actually finish cleaning up this and like put some work in on the Supra, but it's cold out here, man, and I need to really jump on this. And I got an idea how to do this now because my buddies came over and helped me. So I'm just gonna keep momentum on it and keep knocking this thing out till it's done. This is not my forte. I ran out of glue. I usually use liquid concrete just to glue the foam board to the wall. I ran out, so I actually just use foam. It's not pretty. I am not a carpenter or anything of this specialty. That's why I call friends over to help me out, because they know what they're doing more than I do. I know how to work on cars, and that's about it. Anyways, so we got the foam board up on this. Now I just have to unroll this insulation and climb up there, zip it up, and let it fall down. Wish me luck. Alright, so we are on the second night, and I just have the rest of this wall to take care of insulation. Good thing is I got another friend coming over to help me out with a couple jobs, and we're actually going to tackle the rest of this wall too. Alright, so he helped me knock out a good bit. We got up the sides just having someone hold that ladder for me is just, you know, so much helpful and everything like that. But I just got a little bit more left to do, which I think I can do by myself. Shouldn't be a big issue. I probably won't need anyone else for the rest of this stuff. So. Alright, I ran out of screws, the little washer. I actually ran out a long time ago, and then I started using washers from like something completely different. I do have a couple stuck in my ceiling I should probably get down. I mean, that's good enough for now. I'll just have to hit up the Home Depot and get some more washers. So, pretty much done a lot in here. Honestly, this is gonna be like a piece of cake compared to all this. And I got like little stuff to do, like staple up here. This needs a couple more supportive washers. I mean, this one looks like it just needs one or two, which I should probably do in case this stuff starts sagging and I don't want it to rip off. Anyways, everything looks pretty good. Over there, I'm gonna shove some up over there. That whole area to cover that, I'm just going to use like 2-inch foam board. It's about 30 feet deep, so if I get 2 4x8 pieces, 8 foot 16, about 20, yeah, about 32. So yeah, I'll be able to do that with 2 8 foot pieces. Anyways, up there should be a piece of cake, up there should be a piece of cake. So I need to put the rest of the shop together. And I don't know if I feel like doing all that. I've been working on this for 2 days straight. I mean, it's 9:30 now, and I came in last night around 2, and I worked all day and all night. So I guess we'll put this place together, and this stuff I could possibly do in a few days, because I got to get to work on some things, man. I got a few other things going on. I gotta finish up that NSX bumper. So, all right, let's do that. Alright, this looks so much better, and it's so much brighter in here. Alright, we got our paneling up, our studs are in. Don't mind my crooked cuts here. Probably gonna put some tape around that. Got a cover for that. Redid the lines, pulled them up and out and over. I actually got this stuff from Home Depot. It's like J channel. First off, I was supposed to use this metal J channel, and it's really hard to get. You gotta kind of special order it. Home Depot doesn't have it. Well, they have this plastic siding stuff. I actually like the color of it a little better. Yeah, that other color would probably match, but I don't know, we're gonna shove this in here and see what happens. We'll go right on top of this so you don't have this crazy edge. You'll give it like such a cleaner look. So I'm gonna do that right now. So I turned the air off just in case, you know, stretching this thing out, it was gonna like pop off. It like started hissing, but we're good. Kind of sucks. I probably should like cut this out to mount that better. I might do it, but I gotta drain the whole system to do that. Maybe I'll do that a little later. This looks really good. It gives it a really nice, clean finish putting this trim here. It's not completely even, and I was gonna take the cutoff wheel and just cut that perfectly level, but it's okay. It's not a perfect shot, but man, look how much better that looks, and like how brighter it looks. I mean, you could literally see such a bright difference just with me, you know, vlogging. You know, usually it's like kind of dark. I feel like it's in my booth. Yeah, where's my hair up? Anyways, yeah. All right, next step, man. I gotta get this mixer hung. The only problem with hanging this mixer is that it used to sit like on this 2x4. Now it's got to sit even higher. My stuff is gonna be up here, which I don't really like. I'd love to mount it like right here, but it's too low. You know, a shop like this, I need to be moving stuff underneath of things. So, well, anyways, let's cut some 2x4s and then reinforce it, and then get it mounted up there so we can mount that. All right, we got this hung up pretty good. Make sure it works. All right, as you can see, when your shop is on a budget, I will piece together all the old leftover insulation first, just to make things work. And it does work. It'll work the same. It won't be as efficient as a fresh solid piece, but I have a lot of flaws in this building besides this, so this will be fine. But I got 3 extra boards over there that I picked up the other day, just in case I do run out. So. All right, multicolored, but pieced together pretty good. And I'll tell you what, you think that probably saved me 30, each sheet is about 30 bucks, so that saved me about $60 just piecing over my leftovers. So I have no problem with doing that. Now let's cover it up with some white insulation and make it look really good. And that is good enough. I ran out of staples, so I'll staple all this stuff later. I can't forget that I got to put some screws in there. I ran out of screws a couple days ago. Anyway, I would actually like to take this and stuff it up behind those headers and get them to come through. And then I think everything else I can get with a ladder. So that means I can finally take this scaffolding down. I've literally had this scaffolding, if you guys have been on my channel, I mean, I've had it up since last year, and it just gets in the way, and I just scoot it around the shop. It's gotten in the way so much I started hanging parts from it and painting it off of it. So anyways, I want to get that taken down, and I think I am finally good for it. So after, you know, I stuff insulation over there. So before we took the scaffolding down, I threw a fan up there real quick, just a $50 fan. As you know, heat rises, so hopefully it will take my heat that gets trapped up in these 14-foot tall ceilings and push it down. Eventually I'm going to get better ductwork to bring the heat down in the first place. I had an estimate to insulate this place, and the estimate was like $8,000. There's no way I'm going to pay $8,000, you know? So I took the estimate and I actually looked up the materials. I found out I could order myself, and I had them shipped right to this house. So I have about $2 grand in insulation in this place, which saves me a ton of money. I did have to take a couple days to do it. It's probably not done as efficient as a professional place, but I just work in here, so I'm not really worried about it. Anyways, I have to get back to work. Before that though, feel free to subscribe, share, like, comment on this video. All I do is work in my shop on this channel. And if you like that, I'll see you next week.